Item: SCP-1393. Codename: Somebody Else's Mess. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. The property surrounding SCP-1393, formerly owned by the J.W. & Sons Corporation, is to be designated Site-97. Mobile Task Force Beta 7 aka Mazhatters are to be tasked with cleanup operations and on-site security. Material produced by SCP-1393 is to be handled as detailed in the standard protocols for extrinsic hazardous materials. The material will need to be mixed with moist clay earth at a ratio of 3:1 before being hauled away to be properly disposed of on site. Disposal will consist of hauling the material to the NW corner of Site-97 and spread across the ground. Once cooled, a 30 cm layer of clay earth will be spread on top. Future reclamation plans will consist of converting Site-97 into a shipping container storage yard once cleanup operations have completed. Samples of the material produced by SCP-1393 will need to be collected and sent to Research Site-45 for Scheduled B weekly testing. Description: SCP-1393 is a spherical portal measuring 1.8 meters in diameter and positioned 10 centimeters above the ground. SCP-1393 has remained active since the 17th of February, 2013, 2 days after its initial sighting. While active, SCP-1393 continually exudes a partially vitreous slag-like substance from its surface at rate of 12 m3/Hr. This material's temperature has been measured to range between 1500 degrees Celsius and 1800 degrees Celsius. Roughly 85% of this material is primarily composed of a combination of silica, quicklime, alumina, sodium borate, and magnesit. Traces of mercury, uranium, phosphorus, sulfur, radium, and other toxic elements in varying amounts have also been detected. Before SCP-1393 entered its current active state, a humanoid being designated SCP-1393-1 was observed performing reconnaissance and surveying of the immediate area. SCP-1393-1 was reported wearing a Level A Type 1 hazmat suit equipped with a polarized face shield and a SCBA unit. The Foundation was contacted about the event and SCP-1393-1 was interviewed about its actions and purpose. To date, SCP-1393-1 has not been seen since SCP-1393 activated. Level 1 access required. Access granted. Field interview transcript 1393 to 1312. Interviewed: SCP-1393-1. Interviewer: Dr. Herman Muntz. Forward: Dr. Muntz, accompanied by 8 field agents, approach SCP-1393-1. SCP-1393-1 is observed packing instrumentation and other equipment into cases as if preparing to leave. Begin log: the 17th of February, 2013, 11:23. Dr. Muntz: excuse me, sir. SCP-1393-1 appears to be ignoring their presence. Dr. Muntz: excuse me. SCP-1393-1. Listen, pal, I really don't have time. I'm busy. SCP-1393-1 continues to pack his equipment. Dr. Muntz: well, can I ask you a few questions? SCP-1393-1. Whatever, fine. Just let me finish what I'm doing. I got to wrap up 5 other duplicates today or else my boss is going to bite another chunk out of my ass for taking overtime. Dr. Muntz: what's all this equipment for? SCP-1393-1. It's for surveying. Dr. Muntz: well, Why are you surveying? SCP-1393-1. Look, it's just procedure. Alright. I'm just here too. A beeping can be heard inside SCP-1393-1 suit. SCP-1393-1. Hold up a sec. Buddy, I have to take this. Beep. What's up? Nothing. Just here with some locals. What do you mean, what do they look like? Scoffs. Goddammit Jimmy. You ask me the same stupid fucking question every time we're assigned together. Who cares if they look funny? Just prime the fucking system, would ya? I'd like to take my lunch hour after we finish here. Beep. Fucking new hires. Dr. Months. Who was? SCP-1393-1. Look, bub, I really don't have the time. If you want to file an official complaint or talk to the on-shift supervisor, here's a business card. SCP-1393-1 hands Dr. Months an 85mm or 55mm paper card before walking towards SCP-1393 with equipment. SCP-1393-1. By the way guys, you might want to clear out. Dr. Months. Wait. Hold on a minute. SCP-1393-1 enters SCP-1393. SCP-1393-1. As heard from the other side of SCP-1393. Okay Jimmy, open her up. Loud mechanical noises are heard emanating from SCP-1393 while Dr. Months and agents evacuate the area. End log. The 17th of February, 2013 11:29. Closing statement. Shortly after this interview ended, SCP-1393 became active. Level 2 access required. Access granted. See wiki for image included in the document. Similarities between SCP-1393 and SCP-364 have been noted. Factoring in SCP-2493-1's account, it suggests the possibility of extra-dimensional disposal of materials as a common practice.